the protagonist of the play and the wife of Torvald Hermer. Nora initially seems like a playful, naive child who lacks knowledge of the world outside her home. She does have some worldly experience, however, and the small acts of rebellion in which she engages indicate that she is not as innocent or happy as she appears. She comes to see her position in her marriage with increasing clarity and finds the strength to free herself from her oppressive situation.
Nora's husband, Torvald, delights in his new position at the bank, just as he delights in his position of authority as a husband. He treats Nora like a child, in a manner that he is both kind and patronizing. He does not view Nora as an equal, but rather as a plaything or doll to be teased and admired. In general, Torvald is overly concerned with his place and status in society, and he allows his emotions to be swayed heavily by the prospect of society's respect and the fear of society's scorn.
A lawyer who went to school with Torvald and holds a subordinate position at Torvald's bank. Krogstad's character is contradictory. Though his bad deeds seem to stem from the desire to protect his children from scorn, he is perfectly willing to use unethical tactics to achieve his goals. His willingness to allow Nora to suffer is despicable, but his claims to feel sympathy for her and the hard circumstances of his own life compel us to sympathize with him to some degree.
Nora's childhood friend, Christine Lynde, is a practical, down-to-earth woman, and her sensible worldview highlights Nora's somewhat childlike outlook on life. Mrs. Lynde's account of her life of poverty underscores the privileged nature of the life that Nora leads. Also, we learn that Mrs. Lynde took responsibility for her sick parent, whereas Nora abandoned her father when he was ill.
Torvald's best friend, Dr. Rank, stands out as the one character in the play who is by and large unconcerned with what others think of him. He is also notable for his stoic acceptance of his fate. Unlike Torvald and Nora, Dr. Rank admits to the deceased nature, literally in his case, of his life. For the most part, he avoids talking to Torvald about his imminent death, out of respect for Torvald's distaste for ugliness.
Nora and Torvald's three small children. In her brief interaction with her children, Nora shows herself to be a loving mother. When she later refuses to spend time with her children because she fears she may morally corrupt them, Nora acts on her belief that the quality of parenting strongly influences a child's development. Though Nora's father is dead before the action of the play begins, the characters refer to him throughout the play. Though she clearly loves and admires his father, Nora also comes to blame him for contributing to her subservient position in life. Ibsen wastes little time getting to the heart of his play. Within the first few minutes of A Doll's House, all of the major themes have been released. Ibsen is unique in his ability to make seemingly common dialogue about ordinary topics carry multiple meanings and thematic relevance.
Nora and Torvald's relationship is based on stereotypes. The role of each in the marriage is defined by what men and women are supposed to do rather than by what might work for the couple as individuals. Torvald represents what he himself calls the true man's heart. However, events in the play expose this ideal for what it is: a false heart attached to hypocritical expectations. Among them is the belief that women should accept a lesser status and value than men. For her part, Nora represents the masses of women who have given up their unique identities in order to conform to societal stereotypes. Yet these roles are just as false as the male belief that created them. Krogstad brings up the central question of whether a person can truly be an individual within the boundaries of society. Nora's departure delivers the answer. To be an individual means to, at least temporarily, reject or ignore social norms. However, Ibsen uses characters surrounding Nora to suggest that complete exclusion from society is impossible. The goal is rather for the individual to achieve independence. Once a person is comfortable with his or her unique personality, the individual benefits society by living more authentically within it. The theme of self-awareness unfolds throughout Nora's journey. Dr. Rank also represents self-awareness, both in his ability to see that his death is nigh and to admit to Nora that he is in love with her. With his honesty, he stands in stark contrast to his friend Torvald, who holds an inaccurate yet unshakable belief in his own superiority. At the beginning of the play, Nora is unaware that she lacks self-awareness. As the play unfolds, she gains a sense of this as she matches her intellectual, moral, and emotional viewpoint to those of her husband and father.
In developing Christian's character, Ibsen underscores the importance of honesty. You cannot know yourself or have a healthy relationship without it. The old adage, "the truth shall set you free," rings particularly true by the end of the play, after watching the struggles created by various characters and truth.
During the Victorian era, it was considered scandalous to suggest that the woman might have something other to do than keep house and raise children. Ibsen was criticized for challenging societal norms and for undermining society's most secret institution, marriage. Ibsen, however, denied the work as a feminist piece. When honored by the Norwegian Society for Women's Rights, he said, "I'm not even quite sure what women's rights really are. To me, it has been a question of human rights."
Activity. Bring in an object that symbolizes individualism, identity, or reality versus appearance, and be prepared to explain your object in class.